All right, so this is another blessing video. Now, I know somebody out there needs this. Now, it hit me a few minutes ago, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, nah, don't worry about it. But somebody might need this blessing, so I'm going to say it. So when I first started this whole journey of creating stuff, I started listening to these people talk. They would use these words like paradigm and change your program and stuff like that. And, you know, and they never really made it clear because I'm like, what's a paradigm? What program are you talking about? So the more I listened to it, it slowly started to come to me. So I understood what they were saying. But instead of them just saying it out in plain terms, they said it, you know, in their way. So I'm going to start saying this stuff in plain terms. So the more I do this, the more in plain terms I'm going to say this so you guys can understand and keep going. Or not skip a beat, but just keep smoothly going. So the first thing they say is you have to change your program. Now, again, what program? So the program is what you think about yourself, what you were brought up to become. When you were born, your mind was a blank slate, and your parents said this about you and that about you, and your teacher said this about you and that about you. So everything that was said about you, good or bad, is in your head. That's your program. Your teacher might have said, oh, you're dumb, you'll never graduate. Your parents might have said, oh, you're fat, you're no good, you're lazy, you're whatever. And if they say that over and over and over again, that becomes programmed into your brain. So when you go to school and you say, let me ace this test, your program that your brain says what it kicks out what was put into it. And it says, oh, well, I'm dumb, you know, I'll never graduate, so why should I even try? You know, you want to go out and do something. Oh, I'm lazy, I'm this, I'm that. So that's your program. So you have to change what you were programmed to become. Let's just say if I introduce myself to you and I say, hi, my name is Brian. I'm an artist. I'm looking down at my notes. I'm bad at math. I'm a little fat. I never have any money. I'm shy. Whatever. Okay. So now that's programmed into my head because that's all these years. That's what I've been doing. I'm bad at math. I'm a little chubby. I don't like to go out with people. So you have to change that and start saying to yourself the opposite. Now there are things that you might say that you agree with, like I'm an artist. But then I'll say, hi, I'm Brian. I'm a great artist. I'm a great artist. I lift that up. I take that to the next level. I understand math better than I did when I was younger. What else do I have? I'm fat. So you say, oh, you look in the mirror and say, oh, you look like you're losing weight. And I'll get to that part in a minute. Never have any money. Say, I have money coming to me constantly now. I have money coming to me constantly. It could be like you could find a quarter on the ground. And then, you know, it's the same thing. You have money coming to you constantly. I'm not saying $100 million is going to rain out the sky, but if you continue to say that, you will. I have money coming to me constantly. Oh, I found a quarter. Oh, there's a dime. There's a nickel. Somebody gave me something. Oh, I had a refund. So you have money coming to you constantly. The part about I'm shy. Oh, I enjoy meeting new people now. You have to start saying that stuff to yourself. One thing that I heard that I started doing is they said, look in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the mirror. And how many times do you go and see yourself in the mirror? Even your reflection. You go, first thing you do, you get up, you go to the bathroom. There's a mirror. Talk to yourself. Say to yourself, good morning. Say to yourself, I love you. You know, I know it's hard to say that, but you start out by saying that. You have to love yourself. So just start saying, hey, good morning, Brian. I love you. You're looking good today. Your hair is growing back. You look like you're losing weight. You've been working out. Oh, you're a multi-millionaire. This is what a millionaire looks like. Just start saying those little things to yourself in the mirror. You don't have to be loud so everybody can hear you in the house, but just start saying to yourself. Even when you see a reflection of yourself, say, oh, that's what a millionaire looks like. That's what a great artist looks like. Oh, Brian, oh, you're looking pretty good this morning. You just keep saying that and you change that program. Now, that's not going to be easy. I guarantee you that's not going to be easy because depending on how old you are and how, let's just say, beat down you have become. You know, if your parents, I'm not going to say you had bad parents and just dogged you, but maybe they didn't know. Like, for example, me and my daughter, we have a thing that when we drinking a soda, and we know sodas are bad for us. So if I hear, you know, the soda can pop open, I'll say, oh, see, that's why you're fat. You know, and she'll say the same thing to me. So after a while, I started thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop calling her fat. So I don't say that anymore, because basically that's adding to her program, and the same thing with her. If she said that to me, that's adding to my program. So I say to myself, I know I'm not fat, but that's a good thing to do. You start that. Another thing is, you have a cell phone. Who doesn't have a cell phone? Put your recorder on and record the things that you say that you want. Oh, I'm a multimillionaire. I'm a great artist. I have a company. I have this kind of car. I have, unlimited amounts of money in the bank. And just play that over and over and over again. Use headphones where, if you have to, if you're in the car, play it. And then that helps to reprogram your brain. But as I said, if you've been programmed, your brain's been programmed for years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, it's going to take some time to reprogram that. But the more you say that to yourself, or the more you hear it, the more you see yourself and say, oh, Brian, you're looking good now. Oh, you look like a millionaire. You are a millionaire. Things like that over and over and over. Your brain will start to say, hey, Brian, you're a millionaire. And you will start attracting that money. Just as I said, if you keep saying, oh, money comes to me continuously, you'll find money. Money will come to you. Somebody will mail you a check, a refund. You'll get extra money. You get some savings, something. It works. But you have to be at the point where you know that you know that you know that you know that it's working. You can't doubt, because once you start doubting, it takes away from everything that you've worked for so long. And that program is hard. It's hard to get rid of that old programming. I'm not gonna say it's hard, because you say, oh, it's hard, it'll never happen. But you just know that the more you try to reprogram yourself, let me do this camera because it cut down on me, the easier it'll get. It's like, I'll go to the store and I want to buy something. I'll buy some things, and then I'll get something that's really not on my list. Like, I want to get some ice cream or some cookies or something like that. And I'm saying, oh, Brian, you can't afford that. And I'll stop it. I'll say, oh, you're a multimillionaire. You can afford that. You can afford everything you want. So, and I'll get it, but I'll stop saying to myself, I can't afford it. I can't do, or I'm never going to have, because that's the stuff that reinforces that old program. You have to say, oh, yes, I can afford it. I don't want it right now, but I can afford to get it. Just keep saying positive. And there's a thing back here, right there. And it says, what does it say? Only think what you want. Now, we think a million thoughts every day, every day. We hang around people that complain, and that's another thing. Get away from those people, because those people are adding to your programming. They complain about work, they complain about traffic, they complain about prices, they complain about everything. And then the more you're around them, the more you become like them. You have to get rid of some of your friends. Sorry, if you want to become a multimillionaire, if you want to become rich, successful, whatever, you have to get rid of those people that are not on the same path as you are. But as I say, we think a lot of things all day, but if you only focus on what you want, stop thinking about who's going to win the Super Bowl, or who's going. I can't get away from that. Look, depends on what you want in life. You have to get rid of all that stuff and start thinking about, oh, my new car in the garage, my 7-bedroom house, my trip around the world, my wonderful husband, my beautiful wife that's coming. You have to start thinking about that stuff over and over and over. Get out of the television. Get away from some of these songs. You have to completely change your life. I don't look at television. I don't listen to the radio. You have a boring life. No, I don't. I have a really enjoyable life. But I've got rid of some of those things that have been holding me back for so long. I have more money than I had in the longest time. I feel better than I have in the longest time. I've got my clothes line going. I've got my YouTube channel. I've got my drawings. I've got so many things that I didn't have about a year ago, realistically, by just changing the way that I feel. And if you see back here, there's my vision board. So every day I look at that. Let me tilt the camera up so that you can see that Gulfstream right here. I think it's a G50 or G60 Gulfstream. So yeah, that's a dream too. And it's something that I can have. I'm an artist. I have the talent to be able to make large sums of money. And that's another thing that they don't tell you. The only way that you can make money realistically is one, have inheritance. Rich parents leave you money. How many of us have that? 2, find some buried treasure. How many times are you going to do that? 3, hit the lottery. What's the chances of that? But the only real way that you're going to become rich is have people give you their money? How can they give you your money? You have to create something that people want, that people are going to pay for and come back and pay for again and again and again. Look at aspirin. How many people do you know have headaches or some kind of pain and buy aspirin? Does aspirin work forever? No, it doesn't. So you're going to have to go back and get some more. And that's basically the only way that you're going to make money. You can sit in your chair and say, oh, I want millions of dollars. It'll fall from the sky. It won't fall from the sky. I'm sorry, it won't. They make it seem like you can ask for anything and it's just going to manually appear. Now, I've heard of people saying, oh, I got a check for $500, or somebody gave me this, or somebody gave me that, or I got $10,000. Okay, $500 won't last. $10,000 won't last. You'll still have to go to work. You can't buy a jet with that. You can't buy a new car. You can put a down payment down, but a brand new car, you can't do that. So if you're trying to make real substantial money that's going to last and change your life, you have to give. You have to give. Like, what is that Disney movie? Robots, I think it was called, and Big Well, the big ones would always say, see a need, fill a need. You know, see, that's wisdom. As kids, when we look at Disney stuff or we look at TV and we see these little things we don't understand, but that's true. You see a need and you fill a need, and people will pay and they will continue to come back if it's a great thing. That's the only way that you're going to become crazy wealthy. You might make a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there, but to become crazy wealthy, you have to serve. You have to be a servant in some way. Create something, make something that you can give to the public or sell to the public, and that's how you make money. But in your head, you have to stop saying, I'll never be, I can't. I was born black. I was born in the ghetto. Nobody in the ghetto ever made it. I'm not smart enough. Most millionaires are dropouts from school and college because they saw a need and they filled the need. You know, you go to school and you learn this, you learn that, you learn that, and you get in line with everybody else who's trying to get that same job because they know this, that, and that. But when you think out of the box, as they say, and you create something, then people are like, wow, that's different. I've never seen that. And they'll pay money for that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Just change your program. Get yourself a your phone. Say what you want, put it on loop, you know, put it in your music thing, record it on the, whatever they call that thing, and then just put it on loop. I've got so many different things on loop, and when I go to bed at night, I play it until I'm almost asleep, cut it off. Sometimes I just go to sleep with it just looping in my head saying, oh, you know, you're a success, you're a multimillionaire, you're a great artist, you move forward, you enjoy people, you have money coming to you constantly, just things like that. I'm sure if you look at a lot of videos, you hear all these affirmations. That's the word, affirmations. Just take out some of the ones that fit you, say it on your phone, on your voice recorder, that's what I was trying to say, and then just kind of play it back. Put the earphones on when you're doing whatever, if you're cutting the grass or you're washing dishes or you're doing whatever, when the kids are not screaming, or you just have time to do it yourself. You know, get away from the television, get away from all these murder mysteries and these dramas and all this fighting and cursing shows. And then, because when you hit 65, 70, and you have nothing, all these shows, all these people, all these so-called friends, they're not going to be there with you. If you're sick and you broke and you about to get your lights cut off or kicked out your house, these people are not going to be there for you. You need to take care of yourself by changing your program and becoming what you wanted to become. So, with that said, if this video ever gets up, I'll make another one day. Be blessed. Treat yourself right. Tell yourself who you are. Look in the mirror. Hey, Brian, you're looking kind of good today. Your hair's growing back. Your eyes are focusing more. You're losing weight. You got a little more money in your bank than you did last day. So, yeah, treat yourself right. Be blessed. I'll see you guys later.